Beloved Saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about Joash, a king omitted from the second period in the genealogy of Jesus Christ, Part 2, from the fourth book of Redemptive History series, God's Profound and Mysterious Providence. In Part 1, we examine how Joash restored the house of the Lord. At this time in Part 2, let us learn how Joash forsook God's grace and worshipped idols. Let us learn God's redemptive historical lesson from this. When we look in 2 Kings 12 verse 2 and 2 Chronicles 24 verse 2, it says that Joash did what was right in the eyes of the Lord in the early part of his reign. The reason is because of Jehoiada the high priest. He was always there instructing him. However, when Jehoiada the high priest reached a ripe old age of 130, he died. Although he was not a king, he was buried in the city of David among the kings. 2 Chronicles 24 verse 16 says, he was buried with the kings in the city of David because of the good he had done in Israel for God and his temple. After his death, however, the officials of Judah came to the king and tempted him to worship idols. And the king served the Asherim and the idols. The officials of Judah who led Joash to worship idols did not do anything while Jehoiada the high priest was alive. But they came and tempted Joash to idolatry after his death. These were people who had taken the lead in serving idols during Athaliah's reign and revealed their unbelief once again after Jehoiada's death. In order to have Joash realize his sins, God sent a prophet to warn him first, but Joash did not listen to the prophet. Then Jehoiada's son Zechariah stood above the people and rebuked them, saying, "This is what God says. Why do you disobey the Lord's commands? You will not prosper. Because you have forsaken the Lord, he has forsaken you." Even after hearing this rebuke from Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, the people stoned him to death in the court of the house of the Lord at the command of Joash. This is in 2 Chronicles 24 verse 21. Rather than repenting, Joash killed the son of his lifesaver, who loved and cared for him. He had truly forsaken grace. Everyone, Joash received such a great grace from Jehoiada until he became king. Jehoiada risked his life along with his wife Jehoshabat to rescue Joash from death when Athaliah was killing the descendants of David. Jehoiada protected him and established him as a king, leading him to live uprightly before God. Truly, Joash wouldn't be able to repay such a grace in his entire life. However, as soon as Jehoiada died, Joash followed the officials in serving idols. He even stoned the son of Jehoiada to death. He committed such a grave sin of forsaking grace. Beloved saints, even though Jehoiada the high priest died, the word of God that he taught is living and active. If Joash looked to and relied on the word of God with a fearful heart, he would not have committed the sin of idolatry or commit such a wicked sin when Jehoiada died. He would not have forsaken the grace that he received. Let us daily rely on the word of God and not fall under the temptations of sin. Let us remember the grace of God daily and receive physical and spiritual victory. I bless in the name of the Lord.